So at this point in the summer, it is all too easy, no judgment here, to fall back on screens and let the kids watch more TV and movies than we would like them to. But a good book could be motivation enough to keep your teens and tweens reading right until the end of summer. Provo City Librarian Joella Bagshaw is joining me to share 8 books the kids will love so much they might even go screen-free by choice.
I hope so.
Okay, that's the goal. And speaking of goals, we do start off the season with high hopes. And those hopes start to dwindle right about now. You hear that from moms all the time.
Yes, they get so frustrated because everything is all about screens, and they often come to the library just to say help.
Help!
What can we do?
You're our helpline, and these are a few of your favorite books for what age category?
This is mostly for 9 to 12. It could go a little bit higher.
Okay, first on your list, I'll let you say it.
Librarian.
Thank you.
Yes, so this is a science fiction dystopian book, and it's written by a Newbery Award winner. So it's about a boy and his young sister, and they are trying to just survive. And of course, there's all these kinds of giant robotic monsters and things like that. And the little sister gets in trouble. The older brother decides to take the fall, and he gets exiled.
Ooh.
Kind of with a twist, he gets put into a hummingbird's body, a mechanical hummingbird, and he has to go out and do some reconnaissance to see what's real and what's not in this dystopian universe.
My compliments to the cover art designer, because the allure of the cover matches the intrigue of your words and your description. I'm feeling it.
It's so good.
Okay, we'll add it to the list. Max in the House of Spies.
Okay, so this is a historical fiction with fantasy thrown in because it's, why not? A boy named Max, he grows up in Berlin, the 1930s. Of course, he's Jewish, so he has to get out on the Kindertransport. And the fantasy element is that he has a Jewish Dybbuk and a German Cobalt fantasy creatures on his shoulders that do commentary as he's traveling around.
Kind of narrate his life.
And his whole goal is to get back and save his parents. And when he goes to England, he gets put in with Lord Montagu's house, who is part of the British intelligence, and he is being drafted to be a German spy. So
my goodness.
he's headed back.
Nothing Else But Miracles by Kate Albus.
Oh my gosh, this is a brilliant historical fiction. Dory is a girl. Her dad is sent on the Navy, and her mom has died of tuberculosis, World War II as well. So she and her older brother and younger brother are just living by themselves, and the landlord is like, hey, kids shouldn't be living by themselves. So she has to be resourceful and try to figure out where they can live, what they can do.
Sort of Boxcar Children inspired, like get the tin cup and find the shelter.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. Tell us about the secret library.
Oh my goodness. So this, again, mashup. So kids often, they get really excited when it's lots of things. So this is a historical fiction. This is an adventure.
Which that kind of makes my brain go crazy, but I can see where it would allure or be enticing.
Because kids often don't know what genre they like. So if you give them a touch of lots of things, then they'll keep going.
Okay.
So it's historical fiction, adventure, and time travel and realistic fiction all put together with some adventure. So Dally is the main character. Her grandfather died, and he left her a map to a secret library where you actually read secrets. And so she goes back in history and is part of her family's secrets, if you will.
You like Slugfest by Gordon Corman.
This is such a good one. It's Yash is the main character in here, and he has to repeat 8th grade gym in order to graduate from middle school.
Miserable.
Yes, and so it's all of the kids that have to do 8th grade gym over again during the summer, which he had to repeat it because he was tagged for the varsity high school team. So he missed it because he was the varsity star. Next
to that is Starboard. That made your list. Tell us, though, about the 10th Mistake of Hank Cooperman.
10th Mistake of Hank Cooperman. This is a boy. He's 11 years old. He has his little sister named Boo. The boy is Hank. And one day his mom just disappears and doesn't come home for 6 days. And he decides, oh, there's a lady whose name is on my field trip form. I've never met her, but supposedly mom thinks she's cool. So he goes to her house and says, hey, can you help us? And it's all about him trying to find his mom and keep him and his sister together again.
Sounds fun. You say that was in your top 3.
Oh, yeah.
You like that one.
That's probably my very favorite book I've read this year.
Really? Oh, that's an endorsement. We will finish with When the Forests Burn.
Okay, so there's lots of kids who don't like fiction, and so this is the book for them. It's all about wildfires and the history of wildfires and everything that's been going on, from the gory to, there's fire storms, which are like tornadoes of fire. And back in the day when there were only telegraphs and no phones, they just devastated communities.
Wow.
So nonfiction readers will be sucked in to that one.
Yes. Joella, thank you so much.
You're
We value
welcome.
your recommendation. I love your passion and particularly your ability to motivate this age group, which can be tricky as we talked about. So we appreciate it so much.
You're welcome.
Look for the complete reading list on our website, studio5.ksl.com.